He'll know that it's one of those, but unless It's a little bit past 5, and it's still light outside, which is amazing. And I'm also getting out of work not too long after 5, which seems fairly rare nowadays. And now I'm gonna go get Giselle from the bookstore, because she got off at 3, or like 3:30. She's been sitting around reading in the bookstore since then. Welcome to Wednesday, by the way.
Today is Wednesday.
Yes.
Yes, it is. I couldn't remember what today was, then I was like, oh, it is Wednesday. I have work tomorrow, but then I don't have work Friday, so I'm excited about that.
She had an amazing day today, right?
It was a good day at work, yeah. I worked in the bookstore today, so for future reference, you guys, my schedule is Monday and Wednesday I'm going to be working at the bookstore. I may pick up a second shift there at some point, but as of right now, I'm just working the 2 days because it was just easiest to like get me started and stuff, and then we may expand. And I think they might want to expand with me. I started out the day just being a normal cashier for like the gift store, and then for the last hour I was on the info desk and got trained as that, and apparently I'm doing pretty well. I don't know. I had a lot of questions, which she said were good questions and helpful questions. So I was like, okay, good, because they have their young adult books split into series and standalones, but they have duologies and trilogies with the standalones. So series are only 4 books or more, but then they had some series in the standalones, and then they had some of the books like that were trilogies in with the series, and I was just like asking why. And they did the same thing with the children's books, and they also had some children's books in the young adult section and some young adult books in the children's section. So I was just asking why, like what the rhyme or reason was, like how they decided it. And then I also helped with a problem she was having with a customer with the Anna Green Gables series, because she was trying to find certain editions of them. And I was like, oh yeah, they don't make those 2 books in the Anna Green Gables series in that edition. She's like, I've been searching all over for them, like, online, and I couldn't find them. I'm like, oh yeah.
And she just knows it off the top of her head.
They don't make those. I was like, I knew that because I researched many different types of the Anna Green Gables series, because I really enjoy that series and know a lot about it. So like I've researched it a lot, so I was like, oh yeah, they don't make those because they're still under copyright. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, just books 4 and 6 are under copyright. And then she had me call the person to like explain what was going on with that. And she was like, well, when will it be off of copyright and possibly publish them? And like, they're not going to be off copyright for probably another 10 years or so. And she's like, oh. I was like, yeah. It's like, because it was published in the 30s, so, you know. And yeah, I just was able to help with stuff. And I also pointed out that they had the first 3 Mistborn books in the young adult section, and then the last 3 Mistborn books in the adult section, and I was like, this is one series, so.
And it belongs in the adult section.
You should probably just put it in the SFF section, because
that makes sense.
That makes the most sense. Like, they've started marketing it as young adult now, but
that's only just the publisher doing that to reach a wider audience, but all of the Cosmere is adult.
Yeah.
So.
And I was like, I could see if they had multiple copies, like, to stick one copy there and one copy there, but I'm like, you just split up the whole series, like, right down the middle, like, this doesn't make any sense. I was like, plus, they're all in the same universe, so just keep his universe together, and then you can stick Calamity and Firefly and Rhythmatist and even the Alcatraz books. You can keep those in the young adult section and the children's section. So I was pointing things out and asking questions. I wasn't trying to be bratty. I think it came off as that a little bit, and I like went back to her after I clocked out, and I was like, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just curious. And she's like, no, they're really good questions. I wonder sometimes too. And I was like, okay. Because I was like, why do you split them up? And where does this go like this? And there's like 8 different ways to categorize children's picture books, and sometimes I'm just a little bit confused by them. So It's okay. I'm just gonna start training on info and get used to it before I try to tear their whole system apart. Just kidding. I'm not gonna do that, but
Yeah.
it will be interesting.
That plus some other cool things she was telling me about. Sounds like she's doing awesome.
Yeah. The person who was training me on info must have told me that she loved me probably 20 times today. She's like, I love you. I love you. This is so great. Because, like, I knew what an ISBN number was. Woo! I'm like, of course I know what an ISBN number is. I'm a book person. I think because I read so widely that she was like really excited that I knew so much about like the children's and young adult section. She's like, do you know as much about the adult section? And I was like, I know some of it.
Like we were talking about it on Foxer. She just like, BookTube has helped a lot.
Yeah.
Hearing about so many different books from so many different voices all the time.
Yeah.
Like you just get to know a lot about all the books that have been released and that are coming out, what they are, what they're about, what the genres of them are.
Yeah.
What they're supposed to go in, like YA, adult, whatever. Like you just learn that stuff really quickly.
Yeah.
After being on BookTube for a while.
And like what the problem is that I stopped reading for 3 years, and it was during the years that I would have started transitioning from young adult to adult more, and I didn't transition because I stopped reading because I was too busy to read. So when I started reading again, I just kind of was doing both, and it was very scattered. And so now I still read really widely, and I read almost everything. Like, I'll read almost every genre and stuff, except for thrillers. I still have not gone into the thriller category, but I have been branching into mysteries, so I'm getting better. But, so I know some stuff, and I'm sure I'll be able to help with some of the stuff. Plus, she doesn't use Goodreads to look things up, so...
Showed her Goodreads and the book depository.
Yeah, she uses Amazon for everything.
Much better to look up things there than Amazon.
It's like, definitely look stuff up on book depository over Amazon, because she'll like look stuff up on Amazon and then copy the ISBN number over, and I'm like, but Amazon only gives you one. Book depository, you can look and see what the most popular one is, and then copy that ISBN and keep copying the different ones, and look on Goodreads and see what the most popular one is, and like use Goodreads and Book Depository over Amazon for looking up ISBNs and stuff like that. So anyway, it's going well, to say the least.
So I just woke up after falling asleep for like 5 hours after we got home. I woke up and I like ran out of bed 'cause I was like, what time is it? What day is it? I literally had the thought, what day is it right now? I had no idea how long I had been asleep for and when I had fallen asleep and where Giselle was, because she wasn't in bed. She was on the couch out here reading, and I was very confused. I literally thought it was like the nighttime of the next day or something like that. I was so confused, and I actually like felt rested. Like I still kind of feel a little bit sleepy, but I was mostly rested when I got up, and I was just like, did I sleep for like 15 hours? It's still dark outside. Is it morning? What am I doing? I don't know. Anyway.
And I just wanted to say that I finished this book, and I'm very disappointed, and that's all.
She read it like 5 years ago, and on Goodreads she gave it 5 stars back when she read it the first time.
I gave everything 5 stars 5 years ago.
Same. I kind of just want to go back and delete a lot of my old ratings and reviews for a lot of the books I've read when I was younger, on Goodreads and stuff. Not younger, like, I didn't start Goodreads until like 3 or 4 years ago. I was younger. I was much less of a reader, much less of, I guess, a critical reader, and looking back at some of my old ratings for books that I was just like, that book is not very good. I don't know why I gave it 5 stars. I just kind of want to go back and delete all of those books from my Goodreads entirely. So earlier while I was at work, and you saw this earlier in the video, I was watching a couple movies while doing my work. I usually listen to audiobooks, but the Oscars is on Sunday. I think I want to watch them. I've watched them and like tweeted with the rest of BookTube about them for like the past few years since I've been on BookTube, and I really enjoy doing that. It's like the only time I ever really used Twitter, because I friggin' hate Twitter most of the time. But I haven't really watched much of the movies that came out that are going to be in the Oscars this year from last year, so I haven't watched hardly any of them, and so I need to do that. So I decided to, over the next few days, try to watch some of the movies that I haven't been able to watch all year last year. And I know at the beginning of this year I said I was going to do movie reviews this year, and I still really want to, especially for some of the big ones that I really care about that are coming out. and I'm really hoping that I can. But it's just like it seems like kind of a bit of a waste. Like if you look at it in a certain perspective, it's like I don't really need to spend that money going to see a movie. And a lot of the movies are coming out, like if there's a movie coming out like every weekend or every other weekend, I shouldn't be spending money to go to the movies every weekend or whatever. Even if I do want to review them, like it's not necessarily the best thing to spend our money on right now. But yeah, I'm trying to watch some 2016 movies that I missed. So today I watched La La Land and Arrival, and I don't know why it took me so long to watch both of these because it was out for a few months now. And yeah, I liked both of them well enough. La La Land, pretty catchy music. I definitely enjoyed it. It was a fun experience. It was a fun movie. I did not like the ending at all, but you know, it was pretty good. And Arrival was pretty freaking awesome. A little bit, I don't know. It was really good. It was a really good, well put together film with some great moments in all aspects, in the acting, the cinematography, the music, the plot, just everything had it. There were some really spectacular moments all throughout, and it was just really a nuanced movie in every sense. But it felt like it was lacking a little bit of something for me. I've heard a lot of really good things about it, and I understand those good things, but it was lacking slightly in, I guess, I don't know, believability in a lot of ways. I've been like taking in more science fiction stuff, and a lot of the less believable stuff is like the fun stuff, like Star Wars. It's more of a fantasy than anything, and that. But then like something like this, I just felt like it was trying to be hard sci-fi, but kind of missed the mark in a lot of ways. But the way they handled some of it was pretty cool. Like just being about language in general, I think it was definitely more about language than anything. I enjoyed it well enough, and I totally understand why these two movies have gotten nominations in what they have, and I'm looking forward to watching more of these movies. I did start Manchester by the Sea as well, and I'm going to continue watching that tomorrow. And tomorrow I also think I'm going to watch Hacksaw Ridge and possibly Hidden Figures. Those are the ones I want to watch next. So I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish Hidden Figures or not. It totally depends, but we'll see. Anyway, I think that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.